A very good morning, and it's a momentous occasion here at the Oman Cricket Academy. The Gulf T20I Championship is underway, and in game number one, we've got two teams from the GCC battling it out. It's going to be Qatar and Kuwait in game number one. Qatar represented by Aisha Mohammed, Amna Sharif obviously taking in the helm of Kuwait. We've got Mr. Ram Mohan, who will make sure everything goes right at the toss. Tails was a call, heads it is. Aisha, certainly toss going your way. First question, what are you going to be doing?
We are going to field first. That's been our target since the time we saw the pitcher and the ground conditions.
Now that you've mentioned, I really want you to assess these playing conditions.
The outfield is wet, as well there's a moisture on the ground, and it will help us, especially the spinners, the swingers, to get in the wickets.
Okay, you've had a decent run up to the tournament, personally as well as for the team. How are the girls feeling? Are they now fully charged up, and that preparation phase, just a run up to the event, how has that been for you?
Yes, the past three games have been challenging for us, and we have worked on the gaps very hard, and we look forward to present it today.
Okay, a quick question to you. What's the team news and anybody to look out for?
We have Shireen Nawab coming in. She's a bowler, pace bowler, and the other teams are the same.
All right, do well. Amna, toss not going your way, but certainly first game and a fresh approach to this very important tournament. Try to run us through what are the feelings and how are the girls feeling, in the team and in the setup.
It feels great to be back at the Gulf Cup 3 years later. But the girls obviously had a very good mind space. They're really looking forward to the tournament. A lot of hard work been put in over the past few months by the coaching staff and the girls. They're really looking forward to it.
Okay, how has the prep been so far for this particular tournament? In the whole run-up, have you guys had some preparatory games? And what is the squad looking like? Is it like a fresh squad, or are you still going along with those tried and tested options?
No, we've been training for past few months, obviously. We had a training camp for heading towards the Gulf Cup. And yes, we do have a couple of new faces in. We have a player who's back, Sabreen Zaki, for a couple of years. We've got Yang Chang, who earlier played for Bhutan, now she's representing Kuwait, luckily. So, we're very excited. And obviously, we have a mix of senior and junior girls. So, really looking forward to how we all, go out today.
And happy to be, batting first on this pitch, yeah?
Yeah, either ways, you have to do both skills. So I think it's just more like, if you win the toss, you anyway got to do all the skills. So I think we're just going to stick to our plans, stick to the basic, and, just execute our plans as much as we can and just try and be as calm as possible today.
All right, do well. Right then, the news from the centre, the news from the toss is that Qatar have won the toss and they've elected to have a bowl first.
Good morning and welcome to the Oman Cricket Academy. What a wonderful day to initiate the GCC Women's T20I Championship. 6 teams that are contesting in this tournament. At the moment it is all about Qatar versus Kuwait. Qatar have won the toss and they have elected to bowl first. The two openers for Kuwait rushing in, immediately showing the intent that they are ready to go. Joining me in the comm box, it is the senior statesman Jamil Zaidi. Jamil bhai, how are you doing today?
Everything fantastic. Thank you very much for now, and a very good morning to all the viewers all around. Fantastic day here. The beginning of a very important tournament for the Gulf girls. And the first match, of course, is between Qatar and Kuwait. Qatar do have some match practices here before going to this final, the tournament. And Kuwait will be the first time outing in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. How important are those 3 games that Qatar would have played in the Tri-Series? They have an idea about the circumstances, the pitch conditions, the outfield. Yes, a little bit of a difference because all those 3 matches were on Oval 2. This is Oval 1. And if you ask me, as a local lad, they're very different from one another. Also, all those games were in the afternoon. This is a morning game. I believe that moisture, a little bit of dew, is still going to be playing a big factor.
Definitely under these conditions, especially this weather which we have during these times, October to onwards, Lot of moisture is there, lot of humidity is there, and we have seen that cover was going out all around the ground, and I all myself checked, a lot of moisture is there, and so as the wicket as well. It may be a damp a bit, at least for another couple of overs, and after that it might come to play through.
Certainly this is going to be huge early advantage for Qatar. If they bowl sensibly, the first 8 to 10 overs, they can almost bundle out Kuwait. That's the kind of advantage they'll be getting. But the question is, does the common sense prevail?
Well, I think Kuwait is always a very, very good team to play on. In the last outing, I remember that they almost reached to the final, if I'm not wrong. And they have a very good combination, but I don't know after a couple of years what changes have come into Kuwait, the team. But there always looks to be a very confident looking team.
Just like in all those big sides around the world, you're looking for one name. When you're talking about Kuwait, you're looking for Amna Sharif.
Spot on, yes, she's the best player in the last tournament. We measured the women of the tournament, if I remember. So now with her experience, of course, some new names have been in this team now.
Obviously, you can talk about Mariam Umar as well. She's a handy player, good all-rounder. These are the two names that I recollect from the last time Kuwait was in Oman for this. I think it was for the GCC Championship as well.
Yes, definitely. We all, I think I was doing match referee. You were part of the comment box with Mikhail.
Absolutely spot on. Right then, it's time. They're ready to go. Aisha has the ball in hand. Fends the first delivery. Very respectfully back to the bowler.
Quite contrary to the other matches that we have played, Aisha used to come at third or fourth bowler. But today she's opted to start the innings with his slow deliveries.
Priyada Murli is on strike. Oh, big in swinger. Slides down the leg and it will be indicated as a wide. Very experienced opener for Kuwait. Very talented, huge potential. And she's been joined by Zifa Jilani at the non-striker's end.
A very, very good platform for all those girls to make them some experienced cricket. Beautifully played this time towards the mid-on and very well fielded by once again the Qatari fielders, and they took advantage of that fumble, got 2 runs. It's a good start.
Yes, they've taken 2, but I really feel that Qatar has probably saved 2 with that kind of effort that was put at mid-on. Chetrud Chandiru, one of the better fielders. In the presentation of the T20I series, which recently concluded, I was quick to mention that Qatar is the best fielding side out of those 3 that participated. They were absolutely spot on, and the kind of fielding that they put up in the finale against Oman, yes, they finished second, but they would certainly believe in their potential.
Yeah, definitely, yes. And apart from that, Oman also do have an excellent fielding in the finale, contrary to the earlier matches they have played against Qatar and Bahrain outside the office stump. First white, or rather second white.
Hurrying in line, Aisha trying to produce something really special. That's what happens when the conditions are in your favor. What professionals would tell you, the keeper suggesting that you just need to be outside the off stump. You don't need to try much. You need to stick to the basics. Oh, beautiful line, gone high up in the air. Fielder trying to backpedal. It's going to fall in no man's land, or should I say no woman's land.
Rightly said. But intentions from the Kuwaiti batters look that yes, they are looking for the runs. and that's a good thing.
Especially every time you see Priyada Murali. I think she was there here on the previous occasion as well. Very attacking, very positive, loves to play her shots. And this is something that makes a batter really special. Because the bowler is always thinking on the negative lines, on survival terms. 5 runs of the very first 4 balls of this tournament. Lovely drive. 2 very elegant batters in the middle.
And I think the first outing for Kuwait, definitely they will be a bit cautious. Just try to read out the wicket as well as the field outside the off and on side. And of course, once they will be through a couple of overs, definitely they might go for some onto the back foot, pulled beautifully, and it's going to be towards the boundary line. Once again, valiant effort. Again, 2 runs being saved.
What wonderful fielding from Qatar. Take a bow once again. It is none other than Gertrude Chandiru. Oh, she's enjoying herself in the middle. First over done, 7 without losing a wicket, Kuwait. Maria Teresa, also known as MJ. She's decently quick, does skid the ball on and hits the deck hard as well, and that's what makes her very, very special. Oh, looking to heave it across the line. A little bit of a late shape and late movement as well. She's trying to play the field. Priyada Murali does see that there's hardly anybody in the deep. Just the lone fine leg. Nobody in front of square. It's a field restrictions.
Maria, she bowled exceedingly well in the last this bilateral series. Hit it down to the fine leg but couldn't get hold of it. Hit on the pad. Good delivery, the right thing to attack in 3 stumps.
Bowling a good line. Seriously bowling a good line. Maria Teresa does like to move the ball away from the right-hander. That's her built-in skill. I'm almost certain that if she can add the cross seam along with that, she can be very lethal. Once again, outside edge. Goes to third for a single. She's asking some decent questions here.
Good bowling from her. This time just opened the face of the bat towards the third man. So far fielding is exceptional as far as the Qatar is concerned, as they always in the last bilateral series as well. I'm sure Kuwaiti batters must be realizing and seeing which one is the fielder where they can get the runs.
Really like the intent of Kuwait. They're here to prove a point. They've been happy to play positively, and then they have this rock solid defense as well. I'm so impressed by the technique and quality of these 2 openers, Zifa Jolani and Priyada Murali. They play like true sportsmen.
I think the right thing to do at the moment, the first match they are playing, they had to get themselves into the game and acclimatize themselves with the bowling from the Qatar. And of course, once they will be set, they might go for some their own shot they do have.
What a glorious drive. Yes, won't get runs off it, but that ball was certainly travelling from the bat of Zifa Jalani. Incredible strike on the up, that too.
Yes. Couldn't pierce the gap between neck cover and extra cover. But Maria is dot on her line, bowling within the stumps. Plays it down toward the short mid wicket. A very, very brilliant over from Maria Teresa. There's 2 overs done. It is 8 for the wicket, Kuwait.
Aisha continues. Short, not able to get underneath that. It was there to be put away. Missing the line, missing the length is Priyada Murli.
Well, I think they are having little difficulty in reading the balls, playing too early, and they're trying to get themselves into the game. Once the game progress, but currently Qatar is right on top.
What a lovely delivery from Aisha. Every time that she keeps the ball just outside the off stump and she's looking to move it into the arc of the right-hander, that's the in-swinger, she's going to be very effective. Very difficult to hit it through the line. There is protection in terms of long on. Don't really think it is going to be carrying that far.
The most experienced player from the Qatar, the captain herself, outside the off stump. And finally they go through with the single. Very difficult for runs to come when Aisha is bowling to them.
The best way, in my opinion, to play this is to get outside the line of the off stump and play a slog sweep, because then LBW won't be in contention. Do not forget, this is one of those tournaments where they have DRS. Such a privilege.
Well, too early to start slog sweeps. For now, yes, it is a very, very positive stock, but currently they are trying to get them into the game.
Modern day cricket, Jameel bhai, you have to give it to them. The very first delivery.
This is the third over, my dear friend. Fourth over.
This
Start
is
through slog sweeps.
This is 2025. On the very first deliveries, batters these days starts with reverse sweep.
Don't forget, the basics never change, my dear.
Two people from different generations having a banter on technique as Kuwait look to consolidate on their start against Qatar. They're at 9. Qatar has found their line, and ever since that it has been very difficult for Kuwait. Brilliant over from Aisha comes to an end. Just 1 run from that over. 3 overs done, 9 without losing wicket, Kuwait.
Beautiful Oman Cricket Academy building, followed by mountains. The flags are high. Michael Tracer continue. This time try to sweep it down the square leg. She might heard from you, but unfortunately couldn't get through.
She has an earphone in her head. She can listen to me. The slog sweep is out of the armour. But I think it's not a right shot against somebody like Maria Teresa because she's a little quicker than Aisha, a little sharper, and moves the ball away from the right-hander as well.
Finally, we come back what we're talking about. Down the leg side, flicked it away beautifully. And the first boundary from the Kuwaiti batters.
If you miss your line, you miss your length, you're always going to be punished here at the Oman Cricket Academy. Maria Teresa will learn it the hard way. Because sliding down the leg, very full, all that the batter had to do is get a little bit of bat onto it and say, thank you very much, I will take those 4 runs to myself. Priyada Murli, who is looking to take the attack on Qatar, will be gifted with a boundary.
With the boundary, definitely confidence will come up to Murli, and of course the on-striker Jilani. Watchfully played.
Look at that sound coming from the bat, right from the meat of the bat of Priyada Murli. Everything is coming from the meat of the bat. That's a sign of a player in confidence.
Apart from that, a very, very nice wicket as well. Hard little coming onto the batsman very early. I thought it'd take a little time, but now I think the wicket has dried up a bit.
Big shot, leaning edge, goes down begging. Qatar, which is generally very good in the field, lets this one go, and it's a big wicket of Priyada Murli. She still manages to stay in, courtesy of a drop catch.
A bit difficult one, but of course she tried her best. But I think Qatari batters now feeling that they should go for the runs. This is the 4th over in progress.
Not really sure who the fielder was, but should have been caught. It's a big wicket. She'll continue to impress with her attacking stroke play. Priyada Murli, who is right now at the non-striker's end.
Jilani has yet to come up with some more runs to her credit. She is very watchful, and rightly so, because other end Murli is doing some runs for the Kuwait team, and she is trying to give her the second fiddle sort of things. This time she also tried to play it onto the onside, beats outside the office stump. The first white.
The 2 umpires, Rabab Ahsan and Rahat Ali, managing the proceedings in the middle, and they'll be assisted by DRS. I believe it is for the very first time in a GCC women's competition that a DRS is available. And that's such a proud moment right here at the Oman Cricket Academy. What a moment for all these young talents.
Putting this DRS in this GCC Cup tournament of cricket will be give boost to the girls who are playing the international cricket. This is sort of a nursery for them to learn and get things done for the big trick.
Slides down the leg once again. Not given as wide, but it's going to be a dot ball. Maria Teresa will take a sigh of breather. 4 overs done, 15 without losing a wicket, Kuwait. Continues the captain Aisha. Oh, quick single. Could have been very dangerous if she was able to pick it up on the first go. Very risky single. Shows signs of desperation between these two opening Kuwaiti batters.
Trying to accumulate runs, and that's the right thing anyway. No issues. Get the run, that's more important. smashed it through the covers, and second boundary, beautifully played, well timed stroke.
For the very first time, Zifa Jalani showing her potential, showing her talent around the length, hitting it on the rise, over mid-off, and once the ball crosses the circle, it certainly flies away into the ropes. That is the quality of the outfield here at the Oman Cricket Academy. First signs of intent, serious intent, that's how I want to put it. First signs of serious intent. Yes, they were intentful before this, but first time they have been able to execute it well.
They were trying, but finally got that boundary beautifully over to the extra cover. Wicket is now, of course, dried up, I believe. This time once again onto the same area, and it's going to be another boundary, or rather the maximum. Beautifully played, well timed.
Really want to call this the shot of the day. Certainly has to be the shot of the day. Hit it through the line, not looking to hit it hard, just getting to the pitch of the ball, just giving it the right kind of elevation, and the ball travels all the way. What an incredible strike from Zifa Jalani. A certain stroke maker complimenting Priyada Murli. And when the things are tough, right against the captain Aisha of Qatar, she's making things happen. Shorter in length, cut in the air, once again crosses the infield, should get to the boundary as well. So runs pouring for Kuwait all of a sudden in this third over of Aisha.
Well, she was waiting for the balls to come, and once she settled, she really showed her class, how nice batter she is. Look at that, went with a shot outside the off stump, beautifully cut between cover and point, 4 runs. And apart from that, that mighty sixth over the extra cover boundary was, of course, a beauty to see.
Really too good a shot. Do not forget, the previous over of Aisha conceded only 1 run. This has conceded 15. Oh, what a delivery. What an incredible delivery. Probably getting the inside part of the bat. Zifa Jalani not able to move forward, not able to go back. 5 overs done, 30 without losing a wicket. Kuwait have got a brilliant start here. Jetrude Chandiru, every time they are in a difficult situation, she has the ball in hand. The final over of the power play, and she's once again been trusted with the ball in hand.
Suddenly the run rate has really climbed up with 3 scoring shots from Jilani. Coming down the wicket, going to the leg side, and I'll have to see umpire signal. Once again, good running between the wickets. It's rather wide down the leg side.
Certain stumping opportunity gone down begging. Intelligent bowling from Jetrude to just slide it down the leg, seeing that the batter was looking to take charge, but not able to hold on to the ball. Yes, she's been a brilliant keeper throughout this tournament. She did execute something similar against Oman in the tri-series, stumping down the leg, but not on this occasion.
The ball was, I think, a bit too far from her grip.
I feel that maybe Murli, who was quiet for a while on the very last delivery of the power play, striking one through backward point for a boundary. 43 without losing a wicket. Kuwait, what a start they have got considering the conditions against them. That's the end of the power play, and it's certainly in favour of Kuwait. This is how it all panned out. It all started with that ball sliding down the leg, which went for a boundary, and all of a sudden Zifa Jalani took liking of Aisha, and she went berserk. Aisha had no answer whatsoever. Whether it was straight down the ground, whether it was on the offside, she was happy to throw her wrath and make it count. And towards the end, it was obviously Priyada Murli who also got a boundary for herself. But what a start. Incredible start for Kuwait here. 43 without losing a wicket. They should be looking for a big one here.
As we were talking about in the early couple of overs, both the batter was quite just trying to learn how the ball is coming on this particular wicket. But once they are settled, especially Jilani, she really came up with some flourishing drives through the cover and a mighty six as well. Once again coming down the wicket, beautifully played. Over to the bowler set, and it's another maximum. What a shot.
Oh my goodness gracious me. You don't need to acclimatize if you can play like that. This is some serious striking. Cannot believe my eyes. What wonderful striking from Kuwait here. They didn't need the tri-series. I didn't see anything similar to what they're doing here. Conditions against them. There's a little bit of moisture in the wicket. Does not matter. They've taken the conditions out of play. Getting the ball on the full, getting to the full toss and striking. Once again, on the leg side, right from the meat of the bat, Zifa Jalani, watch out for that name. She's going to be making a big name for herself with the kind of gameplay she's showing.
The shot she has played, perfect playing, perfect cricket shot from her. Especially the last one, she put it over the head of the bowler. Was a treat to watch. Lovely, lovely coming down the wicket this time. Once again, to try to sweep it, but it goes down the wicket. White ball declared by the umpire. We're talking about the Kuwaiti batters. After 2 overs, they were quiet, and after that, both Jilani and Morali showing their class, and it doesn't show that they are playing their first match on this wicket.
Some serious cricket from Kuwait here. They mean business. Oh, much better. Will only be a dot ball. Priyada Murli was not sure whether to go on the front foot or go deep into the crease, and as a result she was caught on the crease. Couldn't do much with that. She's a good bowler, Khadija Imtiaz. She did well. Doesn't give a lot of pace. Cut well, finds the gap well and kept down to just a couple of runs. But this is very intentful batting from Kuwait. Jamil bhai, in a moment of awe, the quality of Kuwait.
Absolutely outstanding batting from both these openers, Jilani and Morali. Especially Jilani shows her class, how nice batter she is. Once again onto the back foot. They're playing like they've played from last 15 overs. The way that they are playing, looking the ball well, placing it as and when they like to.
Seriously, all those women cricketers around the world watching Priyada Murli and Zifa Jalani, take a note. If you want to play cricket, this is the way to play it. Serious business. Full toss. Heaved on the leg side once again. Oh, intent provides result. Intent was there to get a boundary, and a misfield allows her to get a boundary. Zifa Jalani is making it count under the baking sun here at the Oman Cricket.
Once again, she's not leaving any loose delivery with runs. This time she pulled it towards the mid-wicket boundary. Slight misfield and the ball crosses over the boundary. 4 more runs to the total. Showing her class, how nice batter she is. End of over number 7. It is 59 for no wicket. Go ahead. Chandiru has brought back into the attack and change in the com box. It will be Amin Wagler who is joining me. Amin, welcome.
Welcome to the big shot. It's a slog sweep from Zifa Jilani, and she's been looking to go great guns here against Qatar. And they've been put into bat, and certainly the last 3 overs, it doesn't seem to be like they've been put into bat. They've been really commanding the situation at the moment. Zifa Jilani on 32 and Priyada Murli, who's ticking along with a run-a-ball effort. The GCC Women's T20I Championship this year. And it's been a fair bit amount of break between 2 editions, and right now they're just looking to show you the kind of quality and the kind of work they've put in and display their skills out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed the way Jilani and Murali is batting, especially Jilani, showing her class as a top batter. Whenever the ball comes, she came down the wicket, pulled it, cut it nicely. It has really impressed me.
Jetru Chandiru, on the other hand, had been taken for quite a few runs in her previous over. This over, she's just managing to keep it wicket to wicket, keeping it really simple, not allowing the batters that extra bit of pace to come onto the bat. Oh yes, success. You can't keep Jetru Chandiru out of the game for far too long. First strike for Qatar as Priyada Murli, who was ticking along with a run-a-ball effort, has now got to walk back into the dugout. This is really, really good bowling by Jetru Chandiru.
Well, absolutely. The first wicket, they were hardly looking for the wicket. Finally, they got through the Chandiru. Just he bowled Murali, missed the line, and finally the wickets rattled up, rather beautifully bowled. So the first success for Qatar.
Wonderful sight for the bowler. Chandiru is a top performer for Qatar. And the way she's been putting herself out there, she's been portraying her skills at Oman Cricket Academy the last week or so. It's been nothing but a delight. Out walks Mariam Omar. Deftly worked away with towards a fine leg. Probably going to get only a single, so she's going to get off the mark immediately, and rightly so. And she's going to keep strike in the next over as well. End of over number 8, Kuwait are 63 for 1. A2 was gone. Kuwait are 63 for 1. Started off very slowly, but then they pretty much made up for it courtesy some big striking from Zifa Jilani. Previous over, Jetru Chandiru got that first breakthrough for Qatar, but then out walks an experienced Mariam Omar, and she can certainly prove to be quite a handful. And these girls from Kuwait, they certainly pack a punch. Look at that shot, rocking onto the back foot, piercing that gap. Fielder situated at extra cover.
Impressive batting from Jilani. I mean, she is really looking to the top at the moment. Totally dominating the conditions at this Oman Cricket Academy ground. Beautiful ground here at Muscat. Timing the balls well. Perfect placement all through. Once again, smashed it towards the mid-off. Lovely sight to watch her. She's playing so nicely, I mean.
Rohit Akhtar introduced into the attack. It's her first over. So Zifa Jilani just would like to watch what's on offer here from Rohit. On the other hand, Mariam Omar, fresh to the crease. She herself needs to get settled. Shot works her way towards the onside. Not an ideal selection, but works it away effectively. It's only going to be a single. At the moment, what Kuwait is doing is very effective. It's rotation of strike and moving that scoreboard along with it, and that generates momentum, that generates some confidence.
They've already achieved the run rate very nicely. After a couple of overs, they were quiet, and later on it was Jilani and Morali who really tore apart the Qatar bowling, especially Jilani showing her class as a batter. They are comfortably placed now. Over number 9 is in progress with newcomer Mari Omar. Is also showing that yes, she also intention to go for the runs right the time she came onto the back foot, cuts nicely. So it's a sweeper, but they go for the single.
What's really impressive with the way Zifa Jilani is going about her innings is that she's not losing power. Just is very, very steady. Most of her shots have that same kind of power with the same kind of effort with which she gets boundaries with. And look at this, Mariam Omar, so delicate and so deft in her approach. Watches the ball come onto the bat till the last moment and then creating that chance to rotate strike. Effective over, Rohit Akhtar has gone for 5 in her first. 9 overs gone, Kuwait are 68 for 1.
Chandiru will continue to bowl. She got the wicket, first wicket so far for Qatar. Onto the back foot, just tap and run. And they go quickly for the second. Water running between the wickets. Loud appeal for run out. But umpire Rahat is now go to the third umpire.
Well, of course, when you have the facilities, why not give it a go? For the very first time, we have that TV umpire coming into play, coming into action. It was never a second run, and I do feel this would be a very, very close call, and this could go Qatar's way. Let's have a look at that. Wonderful visuals here, collected very nicely by the Qatari keeper, and immediately affecting that run out. This is excellent cricket here. A diving Mariam Omar will not make her ground. She has to walk back to the dugout. But look at those visuals. Full marks for that effort. Full marks for looking to protect her wicket. The Qatari team will wait in a huddle. And they'll wait for that signal. And yes, the red signal and the celebrations for the Qatari side. Mariam Omar walks back. It's the second wicket down. .1 and Kuwait have just lost a batting mainstay in the form of Mariam Omar, courtesy a run out, and 69 for 2 is what they find themselves at. Wonderful visuals, isn't that, Jamil Saab?
Absolutely wonderful to see the DRS system in place. And it was, I think, a needless second run. The one run was completed nicely. And it's a short break now for the... I'm sure players must be feeling thirsty, getting themselves refreshed.
Have a look at that run out that was just affected. A diving Mariam Omar, not able to make her ground. Qatar's fielding standards sky high at the moment. Over the past 1 week of cricket that we've seen during that triangular series, we've seen how effective they are and how effective good fielding can be for any side looking to protect runs, throwing yourselves out in that green park.
Well, I think they were going well. Rush of blood, you can say. It was never the second run, but finally a great throw from the fielder at the deep square leg. And Omar was short almost of it. And what once again we have seen this DRS after a long time. Nicely viewed at.
Shanti Balasubramanian, and she is going to be the new player in. Going to be a wide for Chandiru. Not a bad option to have, Chandiru, especially in these overs, just around that halfway stage. Taking the pace off the ball, because you can already see Zifa Jilani just powering through the slightly quicker bowlers. And I'd be really waiting for Shahrin Nawab also to be introduced into the attack at the toss. Captain Aisha Mohammed did mention that she is a pretty quick bowler and should be featuring very soon. Plenty of bowling options that Qatar have amongst their ranks. We already seen Khatija Imtiaz. Then you've got Christina Elsa also, who can contribute a little bit with the ball in hand. Rohit Akhtar has already featured. Abe Sekara will come in very soon with her left arm orthodox.
But when the runs are still coming, really. So, and played it out towards the extra cover. And that's the first boundary. Through the extra cover, open the face of the bat, picks the gap nicely. So 4 more runs to the total of Kuwait.
Yeah, Shanti Balasubramanian making sure that she wastes no time out there in the middle. Immediately looking to play it towards the offside. Found that width, got down on one knee and made sure that she made effective contact. That's a good boundary to have. This time wayward. Every now and then you'll see Chandiru looking to get out of the hitting arc of the batters.
Actually, if you hit some good boundaries, of course, the bowlers try to save the ball. And it goes once again down to the leg side, giving one more extra to Kuwait. Once again, tap and run. That's the technique at the moment, especially Jilani. Really, she's keen to get runs on each and every ball.
Well, absolutely. This time around, it was Shanti Balasubramanian. Jilani very quick to respond from that non-striker's end, and rightly so. However, she's on strike now at the most inopportune moment because it's the last ball of the over, so she doesn't have any option or a better option than getting a single so that she can get started with the next over with herself on strike. 36 of 29 after those big shots that she played earlier on. All of a sudden just playing herself back into the shell. Dot ball to end the over. At the halfway stage, Kuwait are 78 for the loss of 2.
Rohit Akhtar onto the back foot, cuts and get a single. The right thing to do at this moment. They have gotten healthy run rate at the moment and they are looking for singles. And of course, especially Jilani, who is always keen to anything short or turn, she goes for the boundary.
There's still not a bad effort here from Kuwait, especially due to those big shots from the bat of Jilani. And look at that, she's still looking to score runs in multiples. This time around, long gone, just circling around to get the ball back to the bowler, only a single being taken. It's still the right approach. Rotating strike, gather momentum. There will be bad balls on which the likes of Shanti and Zifa Jilani can capitalize on. Shot in the air, fielder interested. Aisha Mohammed doesn't drop too many. Shanti Balasubramaniam will have to walk back.
Rohit Akhtar strike in the very first over. It was short and Shanti Balasubramaniam tried to play it over to the extra cover. Once again, Aisha has no mistake taking that catch. Nice catch.
Looking to keep it away from the right-hander, and Shanti Balasubramaniam threw the bat at it. Not getting enough to clear that infield. Aisha Mohammed, very accurate and very safe pair of hands on the offside at all catching positions. Sabreen Zaki walks out to the centre, left-handed bat. New faces for Kuwait. And certainly an excellent opportunity for them. At the Oman Cricket Academy, we are playing on turf number 1, the main turf, with a plethora of services and plethora of facilities provided. The girls are enjoying themselves out there at the moment. Shot. Very risky shot first up by Sabreen Zaki. That ball was accurate on the stumps and she looked to open the face of the bat and guide it towards third.
Above all, to the beautiful cool weather at this time of the year we have in Muscat. Really enjoying. Left arm once again beautifully bowled. I think she played too early this time. Good over from Rohit Akhtar at the moment.
One more delivery to go on, and just have a look at the effect that a wicket makes in the run of play. And Rohit Akhtar has just gone for a couple of runs in this over. She's picked up that wicket and suddenly the new batter plays 2 dot balls. Wonderful delivery. Faint appeal is looking at that umpire and asking whether if it's possible to be given out. Nothing doing, says the umpire. 11 gone, it's 80 for 3, Kuwait. Lahiru Abesekara, left-arm orthodox, has been introduced into the attack. 80 for the loss of 3 wickets, Kuwait, after 11. False start, so she'll have to just go through the process all over again.
I do appreciate just captain of Qatar, Aisha Khan. Her placement of the fielders and changes in the bowling always got results. This time outside the very off stump. It's a white. Very, very experienced all-rounder Aisha Khan.
Sabreen Zaki is a new person in, and Zifa Jilani. Oh, this one's just missed all ends up. Through the batter, Lahiru Abesekara is a crafty operator. She knows when to flight the ball and she knows the kind of length that goes her way. This is good stuff here. Zifa Jilani at the moment just taking stock and measure of the kind of deliveries and the variations that Abesekara has in her. Coming around through the wicket. And this one's tossed up. Zifa Jilani plays through the line, and what a brilliant result for her. It's a boundary. Finally finding the middle of the bat.
Whatever shot she played, she's so confident of those shots that she will get what exactly looks for. Beautifully placed over to the bowler's head for the boundary. That's what we're talking about. She's such a nice batter.
Soft appeal, and that ball was drifting down leg, and Zifa Jilani dragged her leg along with that line of delivery. It's always going to be a very difficult task negotiating Abesekara.
She's watching out very nicely, Jilani. Then coming down the wicket once again. What a way. Beautifully played over to the mid off boundary. A solid, beautiful batter, Jilani is.
It's not only a boundary, it's actually as many as 6 runs. It's a big maximum here. Coming to the foot, coming to the pitch of the ball. And she certainly has her dancing shoes on now. She knows this is how we got to deal with Abesekara. If she allows that ball to pitch anywhere near her, she could be in trouble. Once again, looking to meet the ball midway. Gets a single. And this is an effective over. It's going to be an expensive one from Abesekara, as a matter of fact, with a delivery to go.
Yes, all credit to this girl, Jilani. This is the second maximum shade on the same position towards the mid-off, and the absolutely effortless maximum in this over. 1 boundary in the 6. Quite expensive as far as the Michael Abesekara. She is a good bowler, but I think she has been in under pressure with these 2 maximums hit by Jilani.
Oh yes, looks plump, not given. All eyes to the captain. Aisha Mohammed immediately asking Abesekara if she thinks that this is a good shout, and I think this is a good shout. Umpire not giving this one, and goes to the TV umpires. This is going to be a decision review being taken for the first time ever. And it's happening at the Oman Cricket Academy.
I think the ball coming into the wickets, she goes on to the back foot and possibly might be caught right in front.
Apologize, just did seem that Aisha Mohammed took a DRS, but just decides to go against it. Would have been a very, very close and good shout, because on that particular delivery, Lahiru Abesakara actually ended up coming over the wicket. Rohit Akhtar continues. She's bowled 2 effective overs. There's been a wicket for her as well. And now she's out there to continue all that good work she's done. Still no sign of Shahreen Nawab. So probably looking to bowl with Abesakara and then the few overs that the rest of the bowlers have remaining.
Sabreen Zaki has to come up yet to open her account. Rohit Akhtar is bowling well. He got a wicket in her kitty. Once again down the leg side, tried to play it out to the fine leg. Misses it.
Well, coming from over the wicket to the left-hander, so certainly pitching might be a major issue. Aisha Mohammed opting for the DRS as the players now surround the captain, trying to understand that what's going to be happening. In my opinion, this is not a great decision. Coming from over the wicket to the left-hander, that ball certainly pitching outside the leg stump. So this one's probably going to be going in favour of the batter. However, we still need to see the visuals to confirm that. Let's have a look. It's going to be for the very first time, and it's happening at the GCC Women's T20I Championship in 2025, where the ladies get first use of the luxury of the DRS.
Well, those sorts of what you call technical support that has been given to this particular tournament definitely give experience to all the team playing in this tournament at what time they have to take the DRS.
First up, you got to check whether that front foot is in line. And yes, of course, no mistakes there. Covering the wickets, Sabreen Zaki. Yeah, certainly pitched outside. Very decent delivery, looking to play through the line. Rohit Akhtar went up in a flash. She certainly thought she had her victim.
The last over was quite possibly very compulsive appeal from the fielders. That could be positive.
Right, order restored. So nothing doing, says the TV umpire. Everything is just going to pan out in a very, very normal way and will be counted as a dot ball. Now Rohit Akhtar needs to be pushing that ball a little bit up. She's already noticed that Sabreen Zaki is a little tentative. Already 5 deliveries and still yet to open her account.
That sort of pressure put on Jilani, because if you're not taking it down the leg side, the last DRS have been asked for Aisha. It's very clearly showing down the leg side. But of course, how the techniques can be used, that's definitely will give all those team an experience for the coming big cricket they are going to play.
Will take some time until the players actually get a hang of the entire system. Oh, brilliant delivery. This one's pitching it right up in that block hole. I did mention just a while ago that she has noticed that Sabrine Zaki is a little tentative. She's not been able to get off the mark, not meet the ball right in the middle. So now pitching it up to her and keeping it within that line of stumps will be an effective ploy. Rohit Akhtar coming in. Oh, wide. This one is absolutely a gift. This one's an absolute gift from Rohit Akhtar. Sabrine Zaki finding it difficult to get off the mark, and now on a delivery that was way outside on the leg stump, guides it towards that vacant fine leg.
Beautifully, the first one down the leg side, nicely collected by her with the bat to the fine leg boundary for 4. She started off with the boundary. Doesn't look quite comfortable in the early last over she played. But of course, after hitting the boundaries, the confidence definitely grew up for the batters.
This time looking to play through the line. It's another dot ball. And I think this is good here from Rohit Akhtar. She's looking for that wicket. It's not defensive bowling by any means. She's looking for some good wickets.
Well, I think what Zaki has to do there, just give maximum chance for Jilani to go for the runs. She looks to be totally dominating the bowling of Qatar at the moment. Once again down the leg side, played it out. And it was once again spilled down towards the short fine leg rather.
Chance created by Sabrina Zaki. And we come to the end of the over with that single being taken. It's 13 gone. Kuwait are 98 for the loss of 3 wickets. Khatija Imtiaz continues, and she's been brought back into the attack. She had just that one over where Jilani just tonked her along for some big runs all over the ground. And now, once again, with Jilani on 49 of 37 deliveries, will be facing Khatija Imtiaz. She'll be probably licking her lips and hoping that Khatija Imtiaz gives a loosener.
Whether it will be a loser or not, she is in so confident mood that she can get the run which we are looking for this time. Onto the back foot this time, played it out towards the mid-wicket. And what a way to get 50. Brilliant knock from her. Absolutely thrilling batting from her.
And what a time to get 50 as well, bringing up the 100 for Kuwait on the board as well. What this does is Zifa Jilani gets a license to now just freely go for runs. Looks to keep it out of the arc of Sabrine Zaki. She needs to understand that rotation of strike is absolutely key, especially when you have somebody like Zifa Jilani on the other end, who's already scored that half century in quick time, as a matter of fact.
Yes, definitely. So talking about, she has to give her more chance to just in the air. And once again, we're talking about the moment you said, she said, no, I also can hit the maximum.
Well, absolutely, making me eat my words here. And Sabrine Zaki certainly powering through the line. Khatija Imtiaz is staring down the barrel at the moment. That tardy pace, that sluggish sort of line and length that she's providing is much to the liking of the Kuwaiti batters. Very strong off the legs, looking to sweep. It's going to be a single. it's been effective. And look at that applause from that Kuwaiti dugout. They know that Sabreen Zaki was struggling, and with that 6, she's literally broken the shackles. Zifa Jilani has 1 ball to face of Khatija Imtiaz.
Yes, I think Kuwaiti batter has done a tremendous job playing the first match, and they really come up with some brilliant batting through the Jilani. And I think they are totally comfortable at this moment of the game. 14 overs have been done, 108 for 3 Kuwait.
Okay. 14 overs gone. Oman Cricket Academy, the excellent backdrop there. And it's a fine morning and a fine occasion as well. The GCC Women's T20I Championship 2025 edition, where Kuwait and Qatar are locking horns in match number 1, the opening game. And we've seen some fine performances already. Zifa Jilani entertaining one and all who've looked to turn up early in the morning. Works it away, powers it through the offside. And joining me in the comm box is going to be Pranav Mehta, who I believe will not contest about the fact that the way Zifa Jilani has paced her innings has been absolutely crucial and meticulous for Kuwait at the moment.
Oh, it's perfection. Absolute perfection. Love the intent of Kuwait. I always believed that Oman is the second best team in this tournament. The way Kuwait has played, they're going to be putting me to the test.
They do have a decent side here, Kuwait, and make no mistake, Qatar are also a worthy opponent.
And what that has done is that they have put a very strong statement. Leading edge gone straight up. They are pushing and they will get that single. This is good running between the wickets by Kuwait.
She's not looking absolutely convincing here, Sabreen Zaki, but the last time I mentioned that she just powered one through the leg side for a 6, and what a great pickup shot that was. Absolute delight to watch. However, on the other hand, I still feel that Zifa Jilani holds the key here. Coming from over, or it's still going to be around the wicket. But Zifa Jilani certainly holds the key. Tossing it up, works it away towards the offside. Aisha Mohammed, rock solid in that cover region.
And what's so special about this outing of Kuwait is that they've put a strong statement. Qatar was looking really good in the tri-series. They were restricting opponents to somewhere around 120. They're making life difficult. And against a side like Qatar, they're 113 for the loss of 3. They're still not crossed the 15 over mark. And that's where they've set the tournament on fire. They've put a testament that we are not here to play second fiddle. We are here to make a point.
Keeps it out side the off stump, dragged it along towards long on. A little bit of a fumble will allow Sabreen Zaki to get a couple of runs. End of the over, 15 gone. Kuwait are 115 for the loss of 3.
Gertrude Chandiru comes in from the Oman tail end. Everything coming right from the middle of the bat. Yes, Zifa Jalani is the player in form. She's batting north of 50. But then when you talk about Sabreen Zaki as well, she struck a maximum. Oh, that was a lusty blow. What a strike was that. Incredible. And then she's still continuing to do so. Throw the kitchen sink at almost everything.
Most of the shots that Sabreen Zaki is comfortable playing are through that leg side. I believe if you can ask her favourite shot, she would say it's the pickup one, where she looks to just power through that leg side. A little bit of worry here for Qatar, as the fielder has gone down, immediately asking for some medical attention. Zifa Jalani, what an innings this has been. 56 of 43, and the kind of shots that were offered by Zifa Jalani were absolutely great.
And what stood out for Kuwait is that, yes, Zifa Jalani 56 of 43, 3 maximums and 4 boundaries. But apart from that, if you talk about Priyada Murli, 21 of 22, the strike rate almost around 100. Mariam Omar, 5 of 5, strike rate almost around 100. Shanti, 7 of 5, strike rate of 140. And now Sabreen Zaki, 18 of 17, strike rate in excess of 100. So, except Priyada Murli, who was also striking just south of 100, everybody has been north of 100. And that's been exceptional. So, the intent has been very clear. And not just that, but you still have the ace batter, Amna Sharif, was still to come in. We've heard that Suchita Lita can also bat. She's the keeper bat. And then there is also Maria Jaswi, Khadija. They all can swing the bat as well. So some decent depth in the batting as well.
Yeah, thorough side here, and especially when you see a few scenes like this. You can see Lahiru Abesekara, and she's been swept off her feet, taken into the dugout. I just hope that there isn't too much of a worry there for her. Yeah, she can certainly climb a step or two. So probably a pulled tendon or a pulled muscle. Let's have a look at that effort there. She tried to put in a dive, but then landed very, very hard on her knee.
Maybe the ankle. I feel it's the ankle. Landed wrong-footed. So could have been the hamstring, calf, not really sure which one. Oh, swung well once again. It's going to be another boundary. Sabreen Zaki is impressing one and all. This is some good quality batting from her.
Once again, unlocking that leg side. She's looking to power through that area far too often, and one just makes you wonder why Aisha Mohammed hasn't been noticing that. Have a look at that. Swinging the bat very, very hard, and that deep mid-wicket region is quite vacant. Good enough for Sabreen Zaki to get a boundary. 4 runs this time around. Opens the face of the bat towards the offside and looks to take a single and get to the other end.
I was talking to a dear friend yesterday who was involved with women's cricket, and she was talking to me and telling me that you need to play straighter. And I was quick to respond that in women's cricket, there is not much of pace, and that's where if you can be a good cross-batted player, it's always going to be of value. And Sabreen Zaki is just a testament to that. Left-hander. Quality left-hander who likes to heave it across the line, likes to get underneath it. And what's important is she keeps her body weight low. I can think of somebody who does something similar, that is Lojaina from Oman. And that is why I'm very impressed with her quality as well. But Sabreen Zaki, take about 23 of 19, doesn't look like one of the strongest batters, but likes to throw the kitchen sink at almost everything.
More on that in the next over. Kuwait are 125 for the loss of 3 after 16. Missing the services of Abesekara because she's just walked off with an injury. So Rohit Akhtar gets to bowl out. And she's probably the right option here because she's looked to trouble the batters, kept them quiet. Not many boundaries of Rohit Akhtar so far. Gone for only 14 in 3.1 and she's also picked up an important wicket. Kuwait on 126 now need to be eyeing that 150 run mark. You've got enough time to reach there, especially with the likes of Zifa Jilani out there in the middle who's on strike. Full plays it in the air. I think it's crossed the infield. It's going to be a bit of a chase for Tafaul. Puts the throw in back to the keeper. It's going to be a couple of runs for Zifa Jilani. This will do.
Incredible striking. Yes, I've been very impressed by Zifa Jilani. But to add to that, when you talk about Sabreen Zaki, 25 of 21, she's been exceptional. Full toss, drilled straight down the ground. It'll be another single. What do you think about it? I mean, crossbat is always the key in the women's cricket. If you can play some good quality, yes, it's the same in the men's as well. But I think it'll add a huge value when you're playing cross-batted.
Well, cross-batted, yes and no. It's basically the class of the player. And from what I've seen of Sabreen Zaki, that 6 that she hit really impressed. Have a look at that. She has that face of the bat open. So most of the shots that she is looking to attempt are towards the leg side. You've seen very little. And also credit to the bowlers. They're looking to bowl around that leg stump mark for Sabreen Zaki and probably trying to get her castled by keeping it very accurate. Now what Sabreen Zaki does is that also packs a punch. Very important and very key to cricket is the ability to power through, especially if you're playing across the line. Have a look at that. Square of the wicket, 2 fielders. It just keeps continuing for Qatar at the moment. They are facing or bearing the heat at the moment.
2 players clashing. Sargam Patel. She's the sub that has come in the field. Not able to impress. Big shot on the leg side. Protection in the deep means it's only going to be a single. The reason why I say that cross-batted shots are going to be very effective because 2 factors. First, the 4/3/4 size of ball, which is a little smaller ball, and when there is not sufficient amount of pace coming at you, it is very difficult to hit it through the line and straight. And that is where, if you can play those cross-batted shots, you can almost see them as spinners. So when you can hit it across the line, that can be very valuable. And that's where, as soon as you see Sabreen Zaki, she impresses one and all with her cross-batted slogs, sweeps, whatever you call it, doesn't matter. But she's accumulating vital boundaries towards the end.
What a way to end the over. They were looking to tick along for singles, all sorts of things happening, but Sabreen Zaki playing it through the line. A diving fielder at the long gone boundary will not be able to stop it. It's a boundary to end the over, and Kuwait are 136 for the loss of 3 after 17.
2 overs, 7 without a wicket. Maria Teresa is certainly going to be bowling 2 of those 3 remaining overs. Who's going to be bowling the third over?
Captain Aisha, I believe, has 1 over remaining, so they should be looking to that. The idea was to have Lihara Abesikara complete her quota of 4 overs at this stage, because she normally looks to be very effective, have different variations on offer, especially with that right hand left hand combination, can look to be very, very comfortable. But now that's a story of the past. She's in the dugout getting tended to. Sabrine Zaki, boundary in that last ball of the over, and she's looking confident. Shot once again looks to play through the line. It's an inside edge, going to be a long chase for the fielder, and will, I guess, do very, very well. They love throwing themselves out there in the park. You've got facilities such as this, and they're quite experienced as well, because Qatar also has a turf ground. So certainly having some sort of experience putting in the dives. Maria Teresa is quite economical. It's 2 overs, only 10 runs, and at the moment the current batters are looking to make sense of this. Shot favours the leg side. A misfield will allow them to tick along for a single. Are they going for the second? Yes, they have.
Oh, these are certain athletes. The way they run between the wickets, very impressive. So it's not just the stroke play of Kuwait, that is the fitness and athleticism as well that has been impressive. What a sight have they put up. What a way to start this tournament. GCC Women's T20I Championship 2025, and Kuwait has provided the spark that was required to start this game. Oh, what a delivery. Maria Teresa. She's one of those incredible bowlers for Qatar. They needed the wicket. They needed to send Sabrine Zaki back to the dugout. 34 of 25, and that's when Maria Teresa has produced a gem of a delivery.
Sabrine Zaki, and she's done her bit. She's scored some good runs already. 26 balls, 34. But have a look at this from Maria Teresa. Middle stump. You miss, I hit. Pace accompanied by accuracy. That was like a guided missile. 4th wicket down for Kuwait. 141 is what they find themselves at. What a brilliant sight for any bowler. It's going to be Khatija now, who's out there in the centre. It's a loud shout. She's as accurate as ever. Are they interested? I think this is a very, very good shout, because Maria Teresa John is normally very accurate. With that angle coming into the right-hander, this could have been a very good review to take.
One of the toughest things to do is to pick up a review. We've seen the international cricketers making a mess of it. And that's where how well can they pick up the DRS is going to be the question. They just have a couple of them, probably ricocheting off the pads. Direct hit is not going to be making it interesting. As a scamper for a single, is it going to be a leg bite? Not really. It's going to be from the bat. 18 overs done, 142 for the loss of 4 Kuwait. Still a couple of overs to play.
Couple of overs remaining and Captain Aisha Mohammed takes it onto herself to complete her quota. She's gone for runs. It's not been very pretty and I think there's a mix-up. It's going to be a wayward throw looking to hit the stumps. I think better sense should have prevailed on that occasion. There was no backup available. In the process, Khatija manages to get a couple of runs to her name.
Always feel that it was always a good option to give the ball to Aisha rather than going for the direct hit. Not able to execute the plan and hence an extra run for Kuwait.
Just those movements, and the Qatari keeper has been on point most of the times. Whenever I've seen her over the past week, she's been so fairly systematic and precise in her operations out there with the gloves in hand. Krishita Sarvanakumar. However, when it actually mattered, there was a little bit of fluttery actions from Krishita, but otherwise she's been very nice, hasn't she?
Have they taken the DRS? Not really sure what is the reason for the hold up. Both the umpires are together, both the batters are together as well. Still not very sure what is happening here. But I tell you one thing, and that is for certain, that Kuwait is the team to watch out for. They've been incredible with the kind of intent that they have showcased. I really feel that probably they're one team to watch out for in this tournament. Still not sure on what is happening in the middle. I really feel that probably they have taken the DRS. That's the only that could only be the reason for the hold up. I can't think of anything else because there is no physio or support system.
$142 for the loss of 4 wickets, and Kuwait have certainly posed a very solid total already. Let's have a look at that. Yes, of course, it was the DRS. Now Aisha Mohammed's front foot will be checked, and I think that's nothing to worry about.
Oh, certainly. I feel that this is only to slow the proceedings down, or was it really interesting? Right on the back foot, probably this 3 stumps open. I really feel that with the angle that is generating, it is always going to be sliding down the leg. And that is something almost certain with Qatar as well. That's why they are not in a hurdle. They know that the objective of this DRS is not to get the batter out, but to probably slow the proceedings. They themselves are not interested. I'm not a firm believer of this appeal. They'll be very quick to go back to their spots. Those few of them who moved from their spots, it's always going to be sliding down leg.
Well, missing the wickets, yes, of course. Umpire's call was the impact. So certainly had to go through the vigor of all 3 aspects. This will be given as leg byes. Now Khatija, 1 of 2. She needs to get to the other end because Zifa Jilani has more on offer. Oh, brilliant delivery. Coming in sharply to the right hander, but it was dealt with by Khatija, coming back for that second run. So good running between the wickets, certainly up to task, Khatija. Even though she is fresh out there at the crease, she certainly knows her role and her job at the moment.
Big heave, straight up in the air, fielder not able to reach it, and hence he'll scamper for a single. I really feel that, probably Kuwait has put in a brilliant effort. We are talking about par score being somewhere around 120. With 9 balls to play, they're already at 147.
Crossing that 150 mark will be a massive, massive mental barrier. And it will certainly be a positive note with which Kuwait will end the innings with. This one's powered down the ground, then doesn't have enough legs to cross the infield though. It didn't come out right from the middle of the bat. Still a couple more deliveries to go. Can Khatija look to score quickly? Can Khatija find a boundary very early into her innings? Looks to play cross. The fielder puts the body on the line. Fine leg is up in the circle, so only going to be a single. One more ball remaining in this over. This has eventually turned out to be pretty decent. And against the run of play for Qatar, where Kuwait have actually been scoring fairly quickly. Zifa Jilani, last ball of the over. Is she going to take her chances? Full delivery, down the ground. Long gone is interested, so it's only going to be a single. She'll keep strike in the next over. It's not going to be an easy one because Maria Teresa should most likely be bowling herself out in that last over. 19 gone, 150 up for Kuwait with the loss of 4 wickets.
Maria Teresa, final over, right in the block hole, drilled straight to long on. They're pushing for the second. This is going to be very tight. Oh, and a misfield. Pressure created by Kuwait. Result oriented. And as a result, they accumulate 4 runs, 4 valuable runs, 154 on the board. Still 5 balls remaining.
Four runs for Zifa Jilani. She started the over well. They want to accumulate as much as possible. Oh, brilliant delivery. This one was another one of those guided missiles. Zifa Jilani does well, comes back on strike. Another couple of runs added to her already impressive score. She'll be on 70 of 52 deliveries. 4 more deliveries to go. Can Maria Teresa John just look to keep it tight, keep it accurate, keep it simple? They don't want more runs to be piled on, especially the boundaries. Coming in once again, Zifa Jilani on strike. Keeps it stump to stump. Looks to power it across the line. Only going to be a single. This time around, the throw fairly accurate.
Love the intentful gameplay of Kuwait. 157 already on the board, 3 balls remaining. They should get to 160. How much more can they get? That's what they will
target. coming in for the fourth delivery. Oh, looks to act a little cute here, Khatija. Gets enough bat onto it behind the keeper. And have a look at that. Some tactics here, leaving the bat at the non-striker's end and looking to complete the run.
Everything is so very incredible. You just can't stop appreciating this Kuwaiti side. First, to play that innovative shot right over the wicketkeeper. Then to have the presence of mind to leave the bat and just go for the second. This is brilliant cricket from Kuwait. I really feel that they probably batted Qatar out of this match.
Full delivery, keeps it outside the off stump. A change in line for Maria Teresa John. This is poor from the keeper. She's going to be very, very lucky, Krishita Sarvanakumar, that this one hasn't gone for some extra runs, because an additional run would only mean that Khatija would be back on strike. But right now it's going to be Zifa Jilani on strike, and she has the liberty to score as many runs as possible in this last one.
The presence of mind. We so often talk about presence of mind. The presence of mind not to go for the second, to keep Zifa Jalani on strike. That is what makes them incredible. Dancing down the track right in the block hole. I believe that the timber has been disturbed, but not before Zifa Jalani has played probably one of the better knocks that we'll see in this tournament. Incredible 71 of 53. On the back of Zifa Jalani, Kuwait gets to 160 as well. What an incredible knock from Zifa Jalani.
It's wicket number 2 for Maria Teresa John. She's had an excellent outing out there in the park. 23 for 2 in her allotted 4 overs. But look at that. I think the morning belongs to Zifa Jalani. 71 of 54 deliveries. Look at these visuals. Absolute delight for a bowler. But not before that entertaining knock by Zifa Jalani. Have a look at that. Fairly full and fairly accurate. Maria Teresa John is certainly going to end the innings with a smile on her face as far as her bowling efforts are concerned. Let's have a look at how things panned out in the highlights of this first game. Kuwait were put into bat. Some excellent shots straight away from over number 1 and over number 2. The captain Aisha Mohammed for Qatar also facing the brunt of Zifa Jilani. There were some good runs from the other end as well, but it was largely Zifa Jilani who was looking to play shots to all parts of the ground, going down on one knee and getting it towards fine leg. Those exciting cover shots, piercing the gap. Khatija Imtiaz had a forgettable day. There were runs all over the park for her, and even one being tonked for 6. This full toss dealt with severely. Fielding could have been better. Then outwalked Gertrude, and she can never be kept out of the game for far too long.
Oh, certainly. If the first half belonged to Kuwait, the second half still belonged to Kuwait. That is the quality of Kuwait. Yes, that run out did slow the proceedings down by the slowest of margins, but it just didn't keep Zifa Jalani out of the equations. Every time there was an opportunity to score runs, she was happy to be capturing them with 2 hands. She was joined by Sabreen, but then Zifa Jalani just kept going after it and striking clean. It did not matter where the ball is. Sabreen came in. Sabreen immediately made an impact. This is probably one of the shots of the afternoon. What an incredible strike through mid-wicket. Happy to be playing her cross-batted shots, but the pressure was created by running between the wickets. 1 shot too many, and Sabreen had to depart back as well. She was joined by Khadija. But then if you watch the running between the wickets, that created the pressure, that created the fumbles and the boundary line. And as a result, they accumulated a little more cushion than what they would have wanted. 140 would have been a good score. They've got 160. What an incredible outing from Kuwait. If you talk about the batting lineup, every batter has impressed. No batter absolutely no batter who did not have any intent. Everybody. Priyada Murli, 21 of 22. Zifa Jalani, probably the player of the outing for Kuwait, 71 of 54. Mariam Umar couldn't impress today. She's an incredible bat. 5 of 5 for her. Shanti departed early as well, 7 of 5. But Sabreen stood and partnered Zifa Jalani to make sure that they get to 160. Bowling, too many options used, as many as 6. Unfortunately, it was Lehara who got injured and couldn't complete her quota. But apart from that, Maria Teresa probably the pick of the bowlers, 2 for 23. Yes, 1 wicket apiece for Jetrude and Rohit Akhtar as well. But it's been a difficult outing for Qatar. Can they get across the line? Yes, no, maybe. The answer on the other side of the break.
Welcome back at the Oman Cricket Academy ground, Muscat, for the first match of the GCC Women's Cup being played between Kuwait and Qatar. Kuwait scored a very, very decent total of 160 on the board. For Qatar to chase, the match is about to start. Some blistering batting by Jilani of Kuwait, and of course, some other batters who did some job for Kuwait. And it is Zaki who is going to bowl the first delivery. Brilliantly played. The intentions are very, very clear from the Qatari batters. This time over pitch, brilliantly played toward the cover and extra cover boundary for 4. Very good start for Qatar. Beautifully played through the extra cover boundary for 4. So intentions are very much clear from the Qatari batters. They have to chase a big total of 160. Joining me, Pranav Mehta. 160 is the score done by Kuwait, and Qatar started with the boundary.
Oh, it's going to be one interesting chase. Can this be back-to-back boundaries? It's travelling very quickly, and it'll just be cut off in time, so just a couple of runs. This is going to be a very interesting game because 160 to be chased, you have to have a lot of intent playing the game.
Christina is really a very, very good batter for Qatar. So is Rana. A very good start. In 2 deliveries, they have got 6 runs. It's a very positive sign for Qatar batters. It's Sabrina Zaki who started the innings for Kuwait. Kuwait has to work hard, though they scored a very decent total on board, but definitely they have to be on toes, the bowlers and the fielders.
He thrashed on the offside. It's only going to be a single, so a good spread out field from Kuwait. They do realize that they're defending 160, and that's where they have a little bit of extra cushion. I think probably 20 runs too many for Qatar.
Yeah, I think they were talking about 140. It's all credit goes to the Kuwaiti batter, especially Jilani, who super-headed the batting lineup for Kuwait, scored 71 brilliant runs, having all the Stokes in that 71 and a couple of mighty sixes as well.
Shruti Venrana. She's another batter who impressed one and all in that tri-series. Oman, Bahrain and Qatar. Very exciting. And along with her, it's Christina Elsa. If Qatar are to make a chance or make it count in this game, these two have a big role to play. Finishes with a dot ball, Sabrina Zaki. 8 runs without losing a wicket after the first.
It is Yang Chen who's going to bowl the second over from Kuwait. Nice to see different countries, girls playing for Kuwait.
Oh, absolutely. Driven well through the offside. It's penetrated the gap, doesn't have the legs to get to the boundary. We all know that Shruti Rana and Christina Elsa, two opening batters who are very dynamic, both like to play their shots, and that's where there's going to be a very interesting battle. It's a world of globalization. Inside edge. So often this could have gone on to the stumps, but it's a day for Shruti Rana at the moment.
Well, all credit goes to ICC and ACC for providing those Gulf countries all the facilities to play cricket, not only among the men, but among the women as well. Onto the back foot this time. Chance of a run out. Slightly late picking up the ball. That makes the way for the ICC and ACC to develop cricket in those Gulf countries. And now you can see in associate members, you will have a lot of countries almost playing for the World Cup.
Swinging away, outside edge. They'll scamper for a single. Good intentful cricket from both sides. This one will be in terms of buys though. Good late movement from Shering Yang Chen.
And that's the first wicket into the batter, trying to play it over to the mid wicket and got out. The first success for Kuwait.
What an incredible catch. Shanti Balasubramaniam standing at mid wicket and some brilliant bowling. Yang Chen, that ball was travelling, and to hold on to that one, Shanti has done really well there. Shruti Rana, who is generally a very important and critical part of the Qatari side, is going to be walking back for 4 runs of 6 deliveries. 12 for the loss of 1, Qatar.
The first wicket, Kuwait down the leg side. Could have been a run out had the ball hit the stumps.
It would have been a suicidal run out. Never a run there. Nawab in the hurry of getting off strike. Could have had the back of Christina Elsa, one of those prolific players. Yes, they've already lost Shruti Rana, and that's why there is more responsibility on Christina Elsa to make it count and go big. Another confusion. This could be run out. This could be a run out. I really feel that it is curtains. What have you done here, Nawab? You needed to be there. Shireen Nawab, I think, has ran herself out in a suicidal run out. There was an opportunity on the previous delivery, but on this occasion, I think it is curtains. It's still going to be going upstairs. We will have a visual in the slow-mo for it.
a suicidal run in the earlier delivery, but this time it was perfectly, I believe that's too far from the wicket, and the wicket, second wicket for Qatar. Disastrous run out. Wicket number 2.
You have to be valuing your wicket, and that's where I think it's a moment of panic in the Qatari camp, because throughout the tri-series the finger has been raised, and that means that Shireen is going to be walking back to the dugout without facing a delivery. Don't know which kind of duck is that. Platinum duck? I'm not really sure, but that is going to be to the account of Shireen Nawab. The left-handed batter is going to be walking back. 2 wickets down for Qatar.
Well,
For 14.
She was struggling, I think, the moment she came in. The earlier delivery was it almost ran herself out, but in the next delivery, she confirmed that she is going to get the run out. So Kuwait quickly came back into the game. 2 wickets in these first 2 overs is definitely a very, very good, healthy sign for Kuwait.
Full toss will be adjudged as a no ball. So it's going to be a freebie. And that is going to be for height.
Umar, she's going to bowl down the wicket. She came straight to the fielder.
And one thing that you get with Omar is that she bowls with a flatter trajectory. So a lot of deliveries will, despite she bowling off spins, the ball will go away from the right-hander on a lot of occasions, especially the newer delivery. At the moment, she's not getting the kind of line and length which impresses one and all. She's a age-old talent. She's been around for a while, and that's where a lot of responsibilities are there on the back of Mariam Omar.
Yeah, definitely, yes. 2 successive wickets in 2 overs. This is much better. Plays it out to the offside, the off stump.
Look at that presence of mind to flick the wickets off with that kind of an effort from Mariam Omar, even without having a look. The slow-mo, the replay is going to be even more interesting. What an effort from Mariam Omar. That's what happens to you with experience. You're a firm believer of your skills. Mariam Omar, take a bow. That was an incredible effort. Once again, firing it in, not giving any chance for Christina Elsa.
One of the most prestigious batters in the Qatari side, Christina Elsa. Today time has come for her to stood tall. For Qatar, they are in trouble at the moment.
Full toss on this occasion on the pads. A little bit of a misfield. I think it's Sabrina who's misfielded that. He'll scamper around for a couple of runs. Oh, it's just 1 run. But an opportunity for Aisha to take the attack into her own account. Fuller outside edge, and it's going to be a single to get Aisha off the mark. 3 overs done, 17 for the loss of 2, Qatar.
Beautiful sight. Yang Chen got a wicket in her first over. Continued to bowl the 3rd over for Kuwait. Outside the off stump, she tried to cut Aisha. That's the pressure mounting on Qatari batters, Pranav, after the 2 wickets fell.
And that's what happens in this wonderful game of cricket. When you're trying to chase a target which you don't generally see very often, you try to do things which you don't do on a regular note. And throughout the try series, the average score was somewhere around 120, 130. And that was in the afternoon game when the batting was easier. Here, they were up against Kuwait. Even when conditions weren't in favour of Kuwait, they went on to put 160. Oh, this is a good shot. Through the covers, a little bit in the air, but it doesn't matter because Aisha is a powerful striker. Accumulates 4 runs and very important 4 runs.
Definitely, yes. It was outside the off stump. And Aisha opened the face of the bat, cut nicely through the extra cover. Much needed boundary for Qatar after losing 2 wickets. Once again, nicely bowled. No answer from Aisha Khan. Beats her outside the off stump. Yang Chen is bowling very teasing length and line outside the off stump, not giving much width for the batter to play onto the back foot.
She's bowling a tight line. Oh, this could be critical. The dive might have saved her. Elsa was in all sorts of trouble for a moment.
Well, I think Qatari batters had to be a bit cautious. Running between the wickets, calling should be the order of the day. They should call rightly. Both the batters should comply each other on calling. But I've seen Kuwaiti fielders are really agile, though there are a couple of fumbles were there, but they are really on their toes.
Heaved straight through the line. This has a lot of legs onto it. Elsa is an impactful player. Christina Elsa gets a boundary to her name.
Shot onto the back foot over the head of the bowler. So welcome boundaries for Qatar. 2 boundaries in this over. Four overs at 26 runs, a long way to go for Qatar from here. Nice bowl. Well, I think running between the wickets a bit not confidently run between the wickets. They have to call each other before going for the runs, at least have talked to each other.
Mariam Omar. She's always the threat every time that Kuwait is playing any opponent whatsoever. She's one of the major threats. A perfect athlete. Very agile as well. Right in the block hole. Look at that game sense. Oh, run out opportunity directed. This is curtains. Christina Elsa, who was living very dangerously, not against the bowling of Kuwait, but against the fielding of Kuwait. And what a time. It is the 3rd wicket down for Qatar, and Christina Elsa, 13 of 15 deliveries, is going to be walking back to the dugout.
Once again, a blinder run, finally got the wicket. Brilliant throw from the fielder at short mid-wicket. Stuck the wicket. She was too far away from the wicket. So wicket number 3. Back to the dugout for Qatar. Look at that one. Just I just said yes, and then stops. And it was halfway through. Finally, she gave up her wicket.
This is what happens when you're trying to chase 160 and you haven't chased that number very often. You try to do this. Try to manufacture or play the type of gameplay which you haven't played, and that's where that extra panic. Throughout the tri-series, you could always see Christina Elsa doing well, Shruti Ben Rana doing well, Aisha playing a huge role. But those were 120 targets. Here, there's 160, and all of a sudden, Shruti Ben Rana threw her wicket, Christina Elsa threw her wicket, and they're in certain trouble now.
Some reckless running between the wickets really dented the Qatar's hope for getting this a massive total of 160, I'll say.
One thing is certain, you're not going to be chasing down 160 by running hard between the wickets. Yes, that is important, not taking it away, but you need boundaries. You need to stay there in the middle to score those boundaries. If you're an impactful player, the last thing you want to do is to throw your wicket away for just one run. If you stay there, runs will come.
Absolutely. Chandiru, after the first match she played against Oman, 62 scored. After that, she is not coming up with the runs. Today, time has come for her to join her captain Aisha. This time, nicely played. Straight to the fielder. End of another very good over from Kuwait. 5 overs done, 29 for 3.
Amna Sharif comes into the attack, the captain. Really like this Kuwaiti side with the kind of balance that they have, the kind of depth they have in the batting. What a way to start the tournament off. They've started the tournament on fire.
And I like, the way they batted. And now their fielding looks like totally professional team. That all the fielders are on the toes, responding to the bowler's bowling.
Majorly, it's a few of those players who stand out, who set the standards for the other team. Amna Sharif is one of them. Obviously, you know that Mariam Omar, you can't write her off. She's one of those critical parts of the side. Look at that. No chance for a single. No chance. No point of consideration. This was probably a single for Aisha in the tri-series. But coming up against Kuwait, look at the way they're charging in. No chance.
Fit team looks from there. Everybody looks to be in a good condition. And this time, once again, Amna Sharif, the most experienced, the captain.
Apart from a couple of players, nobody else is coming from the circle. Nobody else. They're all charging in. Some 15 yards in, some 10 yards in. And that is why picking up a single is very difficult. Look at the way. Look at the backup. Mariam Umar almost right behind the bowler.
This is what I told you. The way the Kuwait has turned down in this ground is absolutely fantastic. It doesn't look that they have come for the first time in this match. This time try to heave it over to the mid-wicket boundary. I think could have been a catch, but it's quite difficult.
Oh, great effort. Great effort. Goes down in vain though. I have a theory, a new theory. It is often said that batting wins you matches, bowling wins you tournaments. But I feel, and I'm going to rewrite, that fielding creates a name for you. Fielding recognizes you as a team. So I think if you can field well, I think that is the most integral part of the three lines. Because if you bat well, yes, you will get runs on board. If you bowl well, you'll win tournaments, but fielding is the most integral part. 6 overs done, 31 for the loss of 3. Qatar are struggling here. So this is how it all panned out in the power play. It all started with a wonderful boundary through the covers. It was caressed all along the ground. But ever since that, Kuwait decided to stranglehold Qatar, and that's on the back of runouts. Believe it or not, that first catch at mid-wicket, but apart from that, it's been a brain-fed movement. Shruti Ben Patel was integral, so was Christina Elsa, both not able to make an impact. And hence, it is Chetru Chandiru and Aisha who have a very important role to play. The required run rate just inching close to 9.5, and that's a trouble sign very early in this second innings.
A brilliant over bowled by Amna Sharif, just given away 2 runs. And it is once again Haider. She is going to bowl the last over. Mariama Haider is going to bowl the 5th over, rather the 7th over. Joining me, Amin Wagle at this time, where Qatar has lost 3 wickets, just 31 on the board. Absolutely brilliant fielding and bowling from Qatar.
Well, against the run of play at the moment, welcoming me, it's going to be a boundary from the bat of Captain Aisha Mohammed, and a very, very good afternoon to you, or just almost about good afternoon, just a few minutes away from 12 noon here. But good strike, immediately rocking on to the back foot and works her way towards the leg side. That sliding tackle, sort of a dive by the fielder, not being able to prevent a boundary. However, it's Mariama Haider who is under the pump straight away. Big shot once again towards the leg side. Aisha Mohammed is absolutely strong in that area. These are back-to-back boundaries, and this is certainly against the run of play for Kuwait, because they've been looking to dominate in that power play phase. Post-power play, not so much.
Once again, bad delivery from Mariama. That's short, and she has got all the time in the world to play on 2 successive boundaries, which is much needed for Qatar.
Healthy runs this over. Tossed it up, this time towards the offside. There is protection out there in the deep. Only they can manage to keep it to a single. No, I think they're going to take that risk and go for that second run. Took them forever to realize that the second one was certainly on. One makes you want to think, was there a third then?
Well, finally, this is the best over so far for Qatar. Nicely bowled. Once again, missed it, and they go for the single. So Qatar has to do and bat it the way both Aisha is doing right now, because 160 is a very, very decent total to defend, and they have to look for the boundaries in almost each and every over.
Chandiru rocking onto the back foot. She is yet to get off the mark, and she is like a ticking time bomb, because Chandiru is otherwise very explosive. 7 overs gone. Qatar are on 42 for the loss of 3 wickets. Captain Amna Sharif, and she is going to be bowling her second over. The first one was miserly, only 2 runs. It's going to start off with a wide down leg. Looking to get a hint of turn away from the right-hander from the looks of it.
Captain. Shot onto the back foot. Missed it. Go for the single. We're talking about the Kuwaiti team. It looks super fit. All the players. And if you have seen their batting, it looks that they are doing this for so long. Especially Jilani. She has done a great job. Supported by other batters.
Shot. This one's coming in sharply to the right-hander. And there's a bit of a mix-up out there on the non-striker's end. Everything is happening out there in the middle. An appeal. Amna Sharif interested. And then they go for 2 runs, as a matter of fact, courtesy some overthrows. They're going to consider a DRS. And yes, of course, it's going to be one. Amna Sharif backing her bowling, as a matter of fact.
Yes, could have been a very close call, but then we will have to wait. But she has taken the DRS. And I think rightly so. Qatar is under pressure. They've already got 3 wickets. We'll have to look at that one.
Well, first and foremost, there's going to be a check on that front foot. Have a look at that. This was turning the other way around. So she certainly has an idea that her intentions were for the ball to go crashing into the wicket. What's going to be very important is where that ball has impacted, because the trajectory was low, so certainly will be crashing into the stumps. But that impact point is where things will start getting interesting. Pitching outside off, so certainly going the bowling team's way.
What we'll have to see.
Let's have a look at Nick's sense now, whether any little bit of bat was involved onto it. Yeah, seems to be daylight between bat and ball, and that is the point where it was impacted. It still seems to me as a bit of touch and go, whether that ball was in line with the stumps at the point of impact.
That we'll have to see. The fair on, it looks like that it is within the line. Look at that one, imaginary line. Look at that one. Only possibly the height might be the reason.
That's it. I think that's what the information is all about. This review is lost because that impact was outside the off stump. So touch and go matters here. Nevertheless, this was an absolute key review to be taken, because a wicket here of Chandiru would have meant that everything would be very difficult. Things would be looking very difficult for Qatar from here onwards. Chandiru is key for Qatar. Amna Sharif backing herself, backing her bowling and opting for that review.
It's always a very, very decent bowler, Amra Sharif. Captain, slight of a spinner, trying to give air. And this time outside the off stump, beats her outside the off stump. Once again, nicely bowled Amna Sharif. Not giving any room for Chandiru to get some runs out of it. Just nudging length and line. Slightly short of the length. No width given. Outside the off stump once again, tempting the batter to come down the wicket. Very, very clever bowling from Amna. Once again outside the off stump, it was too wide. So one more run to the total for the Qatar. .37 runs required for Qatar if they have to reach the target of 160. Pulled down straight to the fielder. And that's the end of another good over from Amna Sharif. 2 overs, 5 runs, 8 overs done, 47 for 3 Qatar. Murali has been brought to bowl the 9th over. Things looks to be difficult for Qatari batters now, except for the Aisha. She is playing superbly. 4 of 20 of 21 deliveries. On to the back foot this time, played it out for the singles. Mid-on.
Looking to charge down the track, works it away towards the onside. It's been a lean period for Qatar. Jaytrud Chandiru, after 10 deliveries, finally gets off the mark. Priyada Murli, experienced campaigner for Kuwait. Shot. And Aisha Mohammed once again looks to hit towards that leg side. A diving effort. With the ball being thrown back to the keeper, not before Aisha Mohammed manages to get a couple of runs added to her total.
Great save by the fielder at a deep square leg. Saved 2 valuable runs for Kuwait. Aisha is fighting the lone battle at the moment, being the captain of Qatar. Trying to get runs, coming down the wicket this time, standing in the air, straight to the fielder at deep mid-on.
You're not able to get enough bat onto it. Got the elevation right, but not the distance. The conditions not similar to what was evident early in the morning. Oh, this one's hit back to the bowler. Chandiru has to depart because Priyada Murli has certainly hung on to an exquisite catch of her own bowling. This is good stuff here from Priyada Murli and Kuwait.
We're talking about the fitness of Kuwaiti players, and absolutely this is one of that one. Electrifying fielder. Take beautifully on her own bowling. And Chandiru has got first runs against Oman in the tri-series. After that, she has not come up to some run. Look at that one, how nicely she took that one. Straight, jumped in the air, got the hand on it and grabbed it nicely.
Absolutely elated, Priyada Murli. And she has Maria Jaswi as an accompaniment to her celebrations. Once again, just when you thought that Qatar were looking to inch back into the mix of things, Kuwait managed to claw back into the contest, enforce the authority on the game. Krishita Sarvanakumar, the new batter in, immediately rocking on the back foot and working it away towards that Mid-wicket boundary for a run, and it's going to be the end of the 9th over. It was a successful one for Priyada Murli. 53 for the loss of 4 wickets, Qatar. Keeps it outside the off stump. Amna Sharif, 2 overs and has given away only 5 runs. So now this is turning out to be quite a handy contribution. Remember, she didn't come out to bat in Kuwait's innings, but with the ball in hand, is contributing to success. Missing it all ends up Krishita Sarvanakumar. Will probably have first sights of Amna Sharif coming into this Qatari side. She's a newcomer. Amna Sharif, on the other hand, a seasoned campaigner. This is a battle of minds between the two. Once again, hurrying the batter through.
Brilliant bowling from Amna Sharif, bringing all her experience she had got for Kuwait. Brilliant bowling outside the off stump, trying to generate some sort of pace off the wicket. Nicely played out towards mid-off for the single. Things looks to be quite difficult from here on, I mean, for Qatar, as the target is quite stiff at the moment.
Well, you'll see that especially when that required run rate has now breached that 10 run and over mark, so things will be looking difficult, of course. It is also the intentions of the batters out there in the middle, continuing that accurate stuff. Amna Sharif.
Absolutely brilliant bowling from her. Just given away 6 runs in her 3 overs. Get it down for the single. So end of over number 10. 55 for 4 Qatar. And time for refreshment for the players as well. Players refresh themselves. A big task for Qatar. Halfway through, 160 has to cross. Required run rate is 10.60. Captain is there. Once again, there's a close call. At this juncture of the game, 2 run-outs already been made by Qatar. They had to be more cautious.
Yeah, certainly it has been a massive impact on the Qatari batting effort. Those 2 run-outs, they were freakish run-outs, came out of nowhere and was probably unnecessary. Priyada Murli continuing after that mid-innings break. And how crucial has that wicket been for her, because it was the wicket of Gertrude Chandiru. And for those who have been continuously have their eyes glued on to the telecasts of the games in the run-up of this tournament, and they would know that Gertrude Chandiru is a top performer. Having her gone very cheap for only 1 run is going to be an absolute delight for Kuwait. At the moment, dominating affairs, and Qatar are just looking to deal in singles.
Well, Chandiru, I think of the first match she played in the tri-series. After that, she's not among the runs, getting early. Onto the back foot cuts, but straight to the fielder. Agile fielding by Kuwait. I mean, they're everybody spot on their toes, not letting runs to come easily for Qatar.
Yeah, and we just had that discussion, in the mid-innings break, where you kept mentioning that how fit and how athletic the girls are at the field at the moment. This one's in the air, and this has pierced the infield. Against the run of play, Aisha Mohammed fighting it out for her team. She's a very, very street-smart cricketer and knows that the game is not over yet until the last ball is bowled. Have a look at that boundary.
Onto the back foot this time, beautifully played out toward the extra cover. She's fighting the lone battle for Qatar, being the captain, spearheading the team. Very intelligent captain, a very good all-rounder. This time played it out towards Dawn. I'm sure as long as she's on the wicket, they might come up to the run rate which is required, come down to 8 or 7.
End of the 11th over, Qatar are on 64 for the loss of 4. Oh, this is a good shout. And up goes the finger. It's the big fish. It's the big wicket. And Mariam Haider has certainly turned things very much in favor of Kuwait if they weren't already, because it's Aisha Mohammed who has to walk back into the dugout. Look at that. She's hung her head low and she's going to have a laborious walk back into that dugout. She was fighting it out there for her team, but Mariama Haider has managed to trick one.
What a wicket for Kuwait. The mainstay between Qatar and Kuwait. This time Mariam Haider bowled it out into the stumps, and she couldn't move her feet. Caught right in plumb of the wicket. Very, very valuable wicket for Kuwait. So Wicket number 5 down for Qatar, 64 for 5.
MJ comes out. Maria Teresa John, she had a good day with the ball in hand at the moment. An uphill task of creating wonders for Qatar, and immediately gets off the mark. Otherwise, Mariama Haider into her second over. She's bounced back because that first over of hers went for quite a few.
She's bowling so left-arm spinners. Ball coming very late onto the bat. And that's the area where batters had to be a bit cautious. They have to wait for the ball to come and then play. I think Aisha was misread that delivery. She goes back, try to play it on, but got right in front of the wicket.
Very unorthodox action for Mariama Haider, and comes round arm. Oh, this is wayward. Easy decision for the umpire. It's going to be a wide, and that ball, I believe, had just slipped out of her fingers because she had absolutely no control over it. Have a look at that. What's that? A couple of steps? 2 steps? Whatever is effective. This one's crunched towards the offside. A diving fielder will not be able to stop it. Just managing to get a little bit of fingers onto it. However, it's still going to be a boundary. Krishita Sarvanakumar gets one to her name.
Well, this was outside the off stump, very short. And Sarvanakumar, really she forced it through the extra cover. But there's still a lot of efforts from the fielders. Couldn't get it through. Look at that one. Once again, the fielder was running behind it, but it was all in vain as the ball crossed the boundary line. Slight overthrows, which results in run that was not needed at all. Could have been another run out had the ball in the hands of the bowler. Shot, try to cut it towards the offside. So end of over number 12. It is 73 for 5 Qatar.
Yeah, it's going to be Mariama Omar. Going to be some runs. At the moment, Qatar will take runs in any form and manner. Any way they come. This one's been signalled as leg byes though.
Well, the wicket of Aisha Khan definitely dented Qatar's hope at the moment. Because Sarvana Kumar this time once again brilliantly fielded. Effort is absolutely beauty.
Plenty of options yet to come for Kuwait, but at the moment they are very happy to giving all the ones with a little bit of who have got some success a chance. Maria Jasvi gives this ball a chase. Does well. She's just pulled that back in time. Have a look at that for an effort. Absolutely athletic, the Kuwaiti side out there in the field.
Definitely, they are showing the class, how professional Kuwaiti team is. Almost all three departments we have seen now. Batting, bowling and fielding. Exactly up to the mark. Trying to save each and every run. Which shows that they are a top professional side.
And quite a lot of bowling options as well. You've got Amna Sharif who does bowl. Priyada Murli has bowled an over. And then of course Mariam Omar is in operation at the moment. Maria Jasvi bowls a decent medium pace. Yang Chen is the new person in. So plenty of bowling options for Captain Amna Sharif to play out the remaining 7 overs. Not going to be a headache as to who is being given a chance.
Yeah, definitely. Coming down the wicket, and I think it was a mis-stumping by the wicket-keeper. Could have been wicket number 6.
Yeah, Suchita Litadsa, and she certainly missed a chance here to have her name up there in that scorebook. 1 ball remaining in this 13th over. Mariama Omar has been economical, and so has Amna Sharif as a captain. So both these two experienced professionals certainly making a thing or two to note that Kuwait is not a side to be taken lightly. Played out towards that long off boundary. It's only going to be a few runs. End of the over. Mariam Omar once again manages to deliver a decent one. 80 for the loss of 5 after over number 13. It's got to be Zifa Jilani with the ball in hand, having a go at the Qatari batters who are halfway through their side. Shot, keeps it wide. This one's punched powerfully towards the offside. It's going to be some sort of a chase. Zifa Jilani, and what a day she's had. That powerful innings. And just the manner in which she went about that innings, it was an absolute delight and an absolute privilege to watch that. Certainly the player of the match for me.
Well, of course, yes. Superb batting. All the top shots she has got. This time played it out towards mid-wicket. And again, there is a wicket number 6.
Well, Zifa Jilani at the moment just ensuring that her name is etched on that player of the match trophy. She's picked up a wicket for herself in her very first over. What a great effort by Shanti Balasubramaniam at that point region. It was travelling towards her very fast, but Zifa Jilani slowing down that pace a little bit. Just have a look at that once again, keeping it out of the reach of the batter, swinging the bat at it, and Shanti Balasubramaniam does well. Safe pair of hands, I'd say. It's the 6th wicket down. Qatar are 82 for the loss of 6.
Well, she's trying to cement her place, as you are saying, for the player of the match by taking this wicket also. But believe me, we really enjoyed her batting. Absolutely brilliant batting from her.
Fresh off a wicket. This one's drilled down the ground. Long off in position, only going to be a single. Gets off the mark Khatija Imtiaz on ball number 1 that she faces.
More difficult for Qatar now. And I'm sure Kuwait is having big hand on this match at the moment. We're talking about the Kuwaiti team since they started batting. From then on, the professional batting, bowling and fielding absolutely spot on.
Plays it out in the air once again towards that fielder who has been positioned at long off. So good smart fielding positions from Amna Sharif as well. She knows that the Qatari batters will now try to power through the line, will try to play those lofted drives in order to manufacture a boundary or two. Fends this one. One more delivery remaining in this over. Shot. Plays it in the air towards the mid-wicket region. The fielders out there to prevent any additional runs. It's only going to be a single to end the over. Zifa Jilani ends her first over with a wicket to her name. It's 6 wickets down and Qatar are on 85.
Mariam Umar continues from the Oman LNG end into her final over. She's just conceded 12 runs so far. It has to be said that Mariam Umar, standout. She's a standout. Oh, in the air. And it's going to be taken. They're collapsing in a hurry. Imtiaz, the latest victim, and they don't drop many, Kuwait.
Maria Jasvi hasn't had a ball throughout this innings, but at the moment the ball is finding her in the form of catches, and that's what she's done. Mariam Omar picking up a much needed wicket for her because she's been absolutely miserly in her efforts. So a wicket to probably end her day on a positive note because this is her last over of the spell. 7 wickets down, Qatar are on 85. Miserly bowling by Mariam Omar. If that was not enough, now she has been probably picking up wickets as well. So success finds her finally.
Surely not happy with something. Is the umpire. Slight delay in play. 7 wickets down, Qatar. 85. Certainly the chase is out of hand at the moment. Won't be wrong in saying that. 76 required of 5.4, and most importantly just 3 wickets in hand.
Looks to fend it. What's the strategy got to be here for Kuwait now? And probably get those prime bowlers, get those frontline bowlers who operated in the power plays to come and have a go at the tail enders, try and power through.
It's a no-brainer that both these sides will be looking for the net run rate. Oh, there's going to be a run out. It's going to be sent upstairs. Mariam Omar, one of the quickest in the circuit, probably one of the better fielders, still stating that the throw wasn't good enough for her standards. That's the quality of Mariam Omar.
Oh yes, an absolute performer. Mariam Omar going to have a third umpire, or rather TV umpire review for that decision against the run out. So just have a look at that once again. Collects it. She's already collected it, and all she had to do was disturb the wood. And that's what she does effectively. As clean as a whistle. Another wicket down for Qatar.
So the 8th wicket down. They're winding things up very quickly, Kuwait. The quality of Kuwait just not good enough for Qatar at the moment.
Speak about quality of Kuwait. How about the quality of some good camera work and good visuals by the production that have been bringing out these visuals? Have a look at that. So clean and clear. Absolute no doubt whatsoever. And catching the batter in that last moment dive. What a treat to watch. Maria John has to depart. It's to a freakish sort of a run out. Third, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, in the Qatari innings. 85 for 7. Beg your pardon, 85 for the loss of 8 wickets, as a matter of fact. Mariam Omar has a couple of more deliveries to go.
A small gentle reminder to the non-striker, please stay in your crease, says Mariam Omar in the most polite way. Presence of mind. Oh, this is once again in the air, and it's going to be put down. Probably one of the simplest of catches.
She picked up blinder on the earlier occasion, Shanti Balasubramanian, and now drops a sitter. It's a day of two halves for her, I guess.
Should have been taken on 10 occasions out of 10. The easiest of opportunities gone down begging for Shanti. Short mid-wicket was that position. Mariam Omar winding that spell up. Just 13 runs. Oh, there's a run-out opportunity. Not really. So just 13 runs from that spell of Mariam Omar. She picks up a wicket in the process as well. What a wonderful spell this has been from Mariam Omar on an afternoon where Qatar was looking to chase down 160. Miserly, tight and very effective Mariam Omar.
$15 overs gone, 87 for the loss of 8, Qatar. It's got to be Zifa Jilani continuing for her second over. Catch it was the call, was in the air for a fair bit amount of time, but then eventually ended up one bounce to the fielder. It's Tafaul Khair on strike at the moment. Joining her in the centre is Lahiru Abesekara, and that's a heartening sight because she had to head back into the dressing room courtesy some injury woes that she had while fielding. So all's good with her as far as her condition is concerned. Zifa Jilani has conceded a wide. Shot in the air, catch it is the call, but I think this is placed well in between two fielders. So looking only for a single, and that's what they're going to get.
Won't be wrong in saying that Kuwait is just looking to stranglehold Qatar here into winning a one-sided affair, just to make sure that they have a huge net run rate boost. On the other hand, Qatar would like to wag the tail and get to as many runs as possible in the remaining 5 overs. Don't think the second is going to be very much possible with the quality of Kuwait that we have witnessed.
What this also does is set the standards high in the tournament. The way Kuwait has come out and the way the person on your screen, Zifa Jilani, has performed with the bat in hand, and then the kind of standards that they are employing out there in the field. It's just set the standards of the tournament so high. The GCC Women's T20I Championship. It's going to be viewed very, very differently this edition because of all the new bells and whistles that are included in this tournament. As far as the DRS has been introduced, as far as the quality of gameplay that we are getting to witness is concerned.
And what has been very interesting from the likes of Kuwait is that rarely you see them tossing the ball up, whether you're talking about Maria Momari, whether you're talking about Zifa Jalani, whether you're talking about the other spinners, Amna Sharif, you name them, they like to fire the ball in, which was something that wasn't the case a few years ago. So they have adapted and they have grown in stature. And that's where they're forcing the other sides to adapt to them. Fired it in once again, probably sliding down the leg, not really. The finger has been raised. Not much that Tafaul could do. Going on the back foot, you miss the line, it's always going to be curtains.
Going to have a word with the batter, Lahiru Abesakara, asking if maybe we can certainly have a look at that again, but have a look at this in real time. She tossed the ball well in line, and that has struck her flush in front. Height shall, I believe, remain on umpire's call, if I'm not mistaken, but then they want to have a look at it again. First things first, that front foot will be checked.
Look at that action. This is fantastic. Pulling the front hand forward. Everything is so likable about that. And now talking about the decision. Yes, the ball is angling into the right-hander. Oh, right in front of the stumps. This is going to be very interesting. Don't think there is any bat involved.
At the moment, height seems to be the only issue, and of course the bat. For that we'll have to have a look at Nick's sense. As the ball passes the bat cleanly, there's daylight, so no deviations in that graph that you see at the center of the screen. And now the ball pitching in line, the impact is in line. Now we got to see the trajectory. Oh yes, that's hitting the stumps. So has to be given out. A review is lost, but never hurts to give things a try, especially if you've been given the facility. Up goes the finger, confirming that Qatar have lost their 9th wicket. And in process, they've also completed the 16th over with Qatar on 90 for the loss of 9. Amna Sharif, she's bowled 3 overs, gone for only 7 runs. Absolute miserly performance by her. Let's go of this one. This one's going to be called a wide, so she'll have to bowl that one again. But from the looks of it, she wants to join that wicket club in this game. Oh yes, this is a good shout. Not interested, the umpire, so probably a little bit of bat onto it could have saved her. Otherwise, she was absolute spot on and absolute accurate.
Nine wickets down. Qatar out of sorts at the moment. The captain bowling her final over of the spell. Oh, it's going to be a run out. It's going to be a run out, and this is how they will wind it up. It all started with a run out, and it's all going to wind up with a run out. Qatar, just not the right kind of side on the day with running between the wickets, and Kuwait was just too good. 69 runs is the margin of difference between both the sides, and that's a big win for Kuwait.
Rohit Akhtar and Lahiru Abesakar out there in the centre, not making good communication amongst themselves. 4th run out in this innings of Qatar. Amna Sharif keeping things just outside off stump. She did well by guiding that ball towards point, but Maria Jaswi, as accurate as ever and as safe as ever, hurls that ball back to her captain, and all Amna Sharif had to do was complete proceedings. Handshakes all around as the two teams come out onto the field. Sportsmanship on offer as Amna Sharif will lead that Kuwaiti side back into the dugout with their heads held high because they've put up an exquisite performance. The batting was spot on, it was electric, it was damaging. They posted up a good total, runs on board. Let's have a look at the innings. Things started very well for Qatar because that first over or the power play phase, they went for a few runs, but then that fielding effort, Shanti Balasubramaniam, she was everywhere in the field picking up key catches. A freakish run out, and that's where I think things went south for Qatar. They were not able to recover from those damages done by that fielding setup that Kuwait boasts of. Runs were on offer. Aisha Mohammad especially looking for some key runs. Freakish run out. Christine Elsa John had to depart. Aisha Mohammad then hitting the ball towards the leg side. She scored quite a few boundaries in that region. Just like this one, it was like a repeat telecast, if one might call it. Chandiru was probably just existing out there. She played almost 11 deliveries and scored only one before holding out to the bowler, and it was Priyada Murli who got her wicket. Then LBW, there's nothing this girl can do wrong. Zifa Jilani picked up a wicket to herself as well. There was a boundary against the run of plays. It kept coming every now and then. That was the one which Zifa Jilani picked up straight into the hands of Shanti Balasubramanian. Maria Jaswi, another safe pair of hands at backward point, making sure a wicket was grabbed by the Kuwaiti team. Runouts were the order of the day. Mariam Omar making no mistake in that one. Wickets galore for the Kuwaiti bowlers. They kept striking at regular intervals, never allowed the Qatari batters to get back in the game. And to end things up, Amna Sharif and Maria Jaswi collaborating to get a run out to wind things up. In the end, of course, we have to summarize that Kuwait have won this one convincingly by 68 runs.
What an impactful performance from Kuwait. Yes, Qatar just couldn't get the right foot forward. Aisha being the lone warrior, 33 of 30. Apart from that, just a couple of notable performances. Christina Elsa, 13 of 15. And Shreta Sarvana Kumar, 16 of 15. But apart from that, it was all single digits, and that was never good enough when you're chasing 161 to win. They got bundled out, 92 all out. 14 extras did also help.
A lot of bowlers being used, and of course Sabreen Zaki started things and she bowled just that one over, sharing Yang Chen. She picked up a wicket for herself, and so did Mariam Omar. Amna Sharif couldn't get any success to herself, but then her 3 overs were absolutely key. Mariama Haider picked up a wicket, and so did Priyada Murli. Zifa Jilani picked up 2, and I think she's certainly one of the top contenders for player of the match. To round things up, with the help of 14 extras, Kuwait have clinched this game because Qatar ended up with 92 for 10, but not before Kuwait put into bat first. Zifa Jilani, 71 of 54, powerful runs. Sabreen Zaki, 34 of 26, played an excellent second fiddle. Priyada Murli played nearly a run-a-ball knock. 2 wickets for MJ, and of course Rohit Akhtar picked up a wicket, and so did Chandiru. Aisha Mohammed, lone warrior for Qatar, 33 for 30, and Krishita Sarvanakumar, 16 of 15. Zifa Jilani topped that wicket-taking list as well with 2 wickets to her name. Mariam Omar, 14 for 1. Yang Chen, 14 for 1 in 2 overs. Kuwait have won this contest by 68 runs. Do stay tuned. On the other side of a short break, we will have Jamil Zaidi with the post-match presentation ceremony.
A very good afternoon from our Oman Cricket Academy ground, Muscat, for the first man of the GCC Women's T20 Cup played between Kuwait and Qatar. Kuwait batted first and scored 160 runs with some brilliant batting from Zifa Jilani, who scored 71 runs. Qatar could not come up to the expectation. They were ran with 83 for all out. So first, before going for the player of the match, may I request Aisha Khan to please come. Aisha, where do you feel you went wrong?
We started off well, but yeah, there was a bit of the Kuwait attacked very well in the power play as well. We are still working on it, and inshallah we'll get back.
3 reckless runouts. Don't you think that must have been the pressure you have put on?
Actually, we are working with a bunch of new players. This is a new team what we have made in the last like 7 months, and they have to learn a lot. And this is quite a learning for them for this match, and we'll work on it and get back.
Well, we hats off to you being the captain. You are trying to do the things at one end only, played beautifully, bowled nicely, fielded well, but unfortunately today all the things goes away from you.
I have nothing to say right now, but yeah, we will work back on that and we will see.
Thank you and good luck for the next match. Captain of Kuwait winning team, Amna Sharif. Congratulations, smiling captain of Kuwait winning, definitely. Well done, superb, our all-round show from your team.
Yeah, very happy with the way the girls have come together. I think we're playing after a while and just so happy the way our batting, bowling and the fielding unit has performed.
We were talking about your team's practical fitness. Everyone looks to be completely fit, which we have not seen from last couple of matches we are seeing in this tournament. So you were doing a lot of practice as if you were playing here in Oman for 1 week. This is the first match you played. How quickly you adjusted yourself?
Yeah, firstly, mashallah, yes, but yeah, very happy with our fitness as well because we've been working very hard over the past few months. We've had a Gulf Cup training camp along with the coaches, and obviously we've run a lot of kilometers, and I'm pretty sure our head coach will be very happy with that statement today. But yeah, no, there's been a lot of hard work in what we see on the field and what the girls have executed today. So yeah, I hope we can carry that forward.
Hard work paid off, absolutely. Thank you, Amna, and good luck for the next match. There was a unanimous decision for the player of the match. It is none other than Zifa Jilani. 71 runs, 54 balls, 2 wickets. Brilliant performance from her. And she has to take the medallion from Mr. Ramon, the match referee. Thank you, Ram. Where are you going? First tell me what you eat in the breakfast today.
Nothing, it was just normal breakfast. It was nothing special.
How nicely you were hitting, that was something amazing. Just a fluent stroke through the extra cover boundary, couple of maximums. Brilliant batting from you. Have you doing practice before coming to that for hitting the maximum?
Yeah, actually, that's my strength, and if I was trying to utilize my strength, not just depend on my weaknesses. It's just about how I played today. It's just about my strengths. Yeah.
It's outstanding batting from you, Zifa. Congratulations, and hope for you'll do the same thing for the next match. Thank you very much. This is all from the post-match presentation.